important to stay limber when you play Dungeons and Dragons. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to week 3, hour 2. Yeah, that's right. And the party just leveled after escaping the tomb. They have leveled. They are now level 2. Some people get some cool things. Let's do shit. I will never learn your names. Never. It'll never happen. We'll do Jost last. So let's Gloomy, what did you get? You got something neat for level 2?
Yes, I got cunning action, so now I can disengage in a fight, so I can actually be useful, and I can come in and hit someone and then step away into the shadows.
Into the shadows. All right. Vidania, did you get anything neat for level 2, or is it just kind of?
Yeah, I just get action surge,
right, action
which means
surge.
I can attack twice.
Yeah. Nah, there's nothing serious. Just the fact that we will
Well, it's
murder
per
all
long
of
rest. It's once per long rest, right?
all of your
For
foes.
short rest.
For short rest. Okay.
Ah.
Okay.
You get it back after you finish a short rest too,
Very
so,
nice.
yep. Should be good.
All right. Grum.
Yeah, I get 1 extra spell slot, but mostly I get my ability to channel divinity.
Oh, nice.
Which in the grave domain is called Path to the Grave. Basically, as an action, I can touch a creature. The next time that creature takes damage from a spell or an attack from you or an ally, so neither of us attacks them, it is vulnerable to that spell or attack's damage.
Nice. That's a 1-2 punch with a frickin' rogue.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, here, let me touch him, and then you kill him.
Yeah.
You do 173 damage.
Just a note, at this point, obviously the stat cards will not be right. I will need to fix those, so don't mind those for the rest of the game.
And finally, Jost, you got some neat shit. Also, make sure you updated your hit points. Make sure you roll your
Done.
hit die and add your Constitution bonus to it. For your hit
So
points.
I got a couple things. I got expertise in all the tool proficiencies I gained from this class, which as of now is Thieves' Tools and 2 other of my choice, which my other choice were Tinkering Tools and Artisan Tools, and that's brewing, so I can brew alcohol. And then my Smith
like a
Tools
fine
as
plan.
well, I get expertise in, so I'm going to be pretty good at tool stuff. I also get Wondrous Inventor, which gives me one thing off a list that I've been working on for as long as it's taken me, and when I level up, I finally am able to perfect it. And in this instance, it's going to be a bag of holding. So I was able to craft a bag of holding finally, and so I'll be using that.
We kind of mentioned during the break there that it would make sense that he, like, he's been working on it. It's something that he works on when there's free time, and it's like something that, let's say, Tazahazar is trying to teach you and stuff like that. And it was like, I imagine like, crap, the guy from Karate Kid,
Mr. Miyagi.
being like, again. Again, there's like, I can't enchant this dude. And finally, you get out of the city. You're sitting in a cave, and you just have it out there, and you're trying to do the enchanting of it, and you finally like get it. And all of a sudden, as you like, here's what I picture. Like, the bag is closed, and you try to do the ritual to enchant it, and every time it would fail, you would open it. You'd be like, and it would just be a normal bag. But this time, you opened it, and you're just kind of like, and all of a sudden, you realized it was. You were looking into another dimension, and you're just, I feel like that might be a big moment for.
Oh, absolutely!
For
That's a major moment of success. Like I'm a highly intellectual character, and magic is always something that I've been interested in, and I'm really trying to delve into it. Think like a brilliant kid, but a apprentice level wizard. Like I just learned my first real thing, and it happened to be a bag of holding, which is pretty damn cool. So,
Ooh, you did it! No more having to wax off in front of Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, I'm so glad I'm done waxing off. But so I will be utilizing the bag of holding to carry all my heavy things, and that way my tiny little gnomish body does not need to exert itself too much.
Cool. All right, so. It's mid-afternoon at this point. You guys have all had your long rest. You've leveled up. You feel like that experience has hardened you as individuals and adventurers, and as explorers and adventurers and resistance fighters and what have you, you feel stronger, more ready to attack. If you could take that on, you can take on anything kind of attitude. All right, so you are now faced with a pretty open world. This is the way it's going to work mechanically. As you go to places, you basically roll. So yeah, as you go, we roll to find out if anything major significant happens and stuff like that. You guys can decide whether or not you want to try to double time it, which will make things more risky for you, more risky that something bad happens potentially. You can do things like yeah, you can try to pick. So, like, you might be able to cover twice the amount of distance, but you run a higher risk of doing so, and you may have a harder time finding a place to camp, and you run more risk doing that, or you can what have you. Also note that food. You have a certain number of rations unless you find a way to procure food.
I don't like the way that the dungeoneering pack works because I get 10 rations, but it's like one item, so I'll have to add all those items in my dungeoneering pack.
That's what
separately.
I had to do in my other game, specifically going through and adding things.
Yeah, because that didn't work out too well. Okay, so I'll say we used a ration for my long rest.
I was about to say the long rest will use a ration because
Yeah.
that didn't make sense.
Yeah, it'd be like your meal. So I'm
It's
gonna
usually
say
every 24 hours, and it's been 24 hours since you guys.
Cool.
I'm gonna.
Well, I mean, it hasn't been, but it will have been. That's
Yeah.
this day's worth of food.
I'd like to find a kind of like a high point to see if we can get our bearings. Maybe something overlooking the surrounding area.
Is there any trees nearby that I can try to climb up?
Nothing high. It's mostly shrubs.
So you said we were like in a valley, though, right? Sort of in
Right
like
now, you're kind of like in a valley that is just opening up out into like the wide world.
So I'd kind of like to
the
find a
waterfall is
hill.
about 50 feet behind you.
I'd kind of like to find a hill, sort of like when they get to Mordor and they're like over the edge of the hill. Like I want to kind of find something like that where I can maybe see the surrounding area a little bit more.
Yeah. No, actually, you're at a pretty high point right now. I mean, other than like kind of looking back behind you to see the mountains, you have a pretty good rate of view up ahead of you because you've got like it's kind of running waterfall, like little waterfalls of this stream kind of heading down and stuff.
And we do know that we need to go. You said northeast.
Northeast is your general direction. I mean, north is also the coast. You could find maybe small settlements that still might exist or what have you. Because you're also aware that you're not going to get there in 10 days.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Like this is you're essentially crossing a continent. You're gonna
Well, we can make our way to the forest and just kind of start making our way up there. I say for now, until we get away from the Pagarak stronghold, we take it easy, move quietly and slow, not necessarily slowly, but we should move fairly quietly until we get past these armies that have been sieging our city.
I can move slightly ahead, just so you know.
Well, a few feet. We don't want to lose sight of you.
Well, yes, but that way I can keep quiet and sneaky, and I can sneak back around and
well
just
in
keep us more on the
overworld
safe
travel.
side.
Being sneaky slows you down.
Yeah. You move half speed when you're sneaking.
So it's more like you want to scout, someone who's very perceptive and can be
All right,
aware, so you
I'll
don't get
scout.
ambushed more than anything else.
Yeah.
All right.
Just stay within shouting distance.
Yeah. Okay. So where the general direction will be, well, we're headed northeast.
Yeah.
So
All right. So I will let this travel happen for this day because we'll say that you were basically at the edge of the mountains anyway.
Okay.
So I'll let this happen where you travel for about 4 hours. It'll be evening time when you arrive here. Way off in the distance, you can see maybe like the edges of potentially a much larger river that this stream that you've been riding along with. As you get further away, that is no longer the sound of the waterfall. You're not hearing that anymore. There is a gentle stream kind of going by that seems to meet up with this larger river that you can see way off in the distance.
In this time,
as you look back up at the mountains behind you, you can see that there's like just open rivers that are kind of coming down. It seems like there's a lot of rivers in this area.
In this time, I'm also keeping my eye out for game because we're gonna be needing to collect food. So
Okay.
just keeping an eye out for like things like rabbits or deer or whatever.
You can do a survival check. Also,
I'd imagine I would be.
I'm
looking
not
out
good
for
at
such
those.
things.
Gloomy, you would also be doing I'll let you do a perception instead of survival since you're scouting.
Okay.
That's
Ooh, I got
actually
natural 20.
okay. Nice. All right.
Um,
Yeah, actually. Okay.
I guess I'm not much of a hunter, but I am totally keeping my eye out for game because I know I can just like pot shot them and hope that I get a kill.
Usually when you're doing that, it slows you down. But it was kind of like a half-day trek, anyways.
Yeah.
So it's not like a big deal.
Okay.
Because it'll slow you down if you're gonna do anything other than basically travel. If you're trying to be like, I'm gonna keep an eye. I'm looking for like hunting, but I guess you weren't really hunting. You're just kind of keeping an eye out to see if you saw a game.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, it's not like
If
I'm
it was-
going through the process of tracking and trapping and stuff like that. I'm just basically if I see a deer on the road, I'm gonna try and gun it down.
Okay. So it's starting to get about evening. There's not a lot of cover around.
I rolled a 12 for my survival, by the way.
Okay. There's not a lot of cover around here. There's a lot of wind because it's just kind of rolling off the mountain and stuff like that. It's on and off, kind of drizzly rain in this area. And yeah, so you guys set up camp for the night.
And I'm also making as we're going. I'm doing my best to sketch a map like where we've gone.
Okay.
So
by the way, because you can doodle on this. It'll be if you find interesting things and stuff like that, landmarks and such like that. It'll be up to you to mark them on.
Will we be able to disregard light at that point though? Because we won't be able to see them with the light.
No, I'm just saying. It'll be up to you to mark those. You won't be able to see them with the light, but it's up to you.
So
to
it'll
mark.
be over the light. Okay.
Yeah. The only things that are on here will be like you won't see that because I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's underneath the light.
Yeah. So, but still, like if you're drawing a line and saying we went this way, that's up to you. If you want to mark the map that way, you can mark the map that way.
Okay. How do
Or
I?
if you find, oh hey, there's like an old ruined town here or something like that, we should probably remember that was there in case we run into it again. We'll be like, oh, whoa, there's this. We know there's a ruined town over there where they had this thing. That's up to you guys.
Sure.
How
I'm
you
just gonna
wanna
be
map it.
drawing our path then, from hex to hex.
All right. So you guys set up camp for the night, yeah. So basically, you'll mark off another ration, and then it'll be the next morning. And I'm assuming you guys are going to continue on to. Well, actually, no. All right. So here's the way it's going to work. Sorry, this is what happens when I don't drink. I'm like, my brain's like, no. We forgot to do the fucking actually roll for.
You've got a couple of shots. You can just take
potential
one.
encounters.
Random
Because we're doing
encounter.
overworld. Because we're doing overworld, we're not doing okay, who's keeping watch at which time and roll for each person going on watch and stuff like that. Because otherwise, every tile will be like a half an hour long experience, and obviously we can't do that. So the way it's going to work is there's a D12, and based on how that D12 rolls, determines whether or not anything actually happens this day.
Do one of us roll it, or do you roll
Yep.
it?
So whoever wants to roll a D12. It's usually like the scout or ranger, but you don't really have a scout or ranger, so.
Go for it.
Oh, it rolled off. 6.
Okay, so nothing significant happens this day. You just you're able to camp out, you do the things and everything like that. So you're heading off to the northeast,
Yeah.
and the next day you wake up, you head off, and you're now at the border of a river. This is a much larger river where you're at now. This is a somewhat a major river. This is a couple 100 feet wide, rushing river heading downhill, heading towards the north. You can very faintly off in the distance hear this rumbling of a waterfall. You kind of glance way off, and it looks like there's but this is like miles and miles away.
But during that
give me a
last long rest, can I have identified those two, the jug and the potion?
Oh, you did. Yeah, you did identify those. Yeah.
Okay.
So you got a. Oh, forgot to do that. We were gonna do that while when you were leveling. All right. So the jug is called an alchemy jug. You can use an action and name one liquid from the table below, and I'll share it with you in a second.
Nice.
To cause the jug to produce the chosen liquid. Afterward, you can uncork the jug as an action and pour that liquid out up to 2 gallons per minute. The maximum amount of liquid the jug can produce depends on the liquid you named. Once the jug starts producing a liquid, it can't produce a different one or more than one, and that has reached its maximum until the next dawn.
Okay.
I will add this to your journals.
Nice.
Sweet.
Boom. There's an alchemy jug, and then the other is a potion of water breathing. You can breathe underwater for 1 hour after drinking this potion. Nope. Cancel. Wrong thing. And that will be added to your journals. Boom.
And did you say we found some weird little thing that had like a jellyfish in it?
Yep, that was the potion.
That was
the potion just
okay,
kind of
okay.
looked like it had like a
Gotcha.
little jellyfish-like bubble in it
Yeah.
that just kind of floated around no matter how you kind of tilted it and stuff like that.
So do we want to decide who carries these?
No, I mean those are basically just like situational potions, so it doesn't really matter,
Well, it does in actual combat.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, the one thing is just like having a forever water container, right? Or whatever else we want to make. But mainly, we'll never be without water.
Yes.
No, we'll never be without wine.
Or one.
Or
well,
beer or what have you.
Well, so
Or
I'll-
mayonnaise.
I'll hold on to the scrolls and I'll have them in my bag of holding then.
You can have
Yeah.
2 gallons of mayonnaise.
I don't.
Is that technically a liquid?
Per day.
It's on the list.
Is it really?
Acid, basic poison, beer, honey, mayo, oil, vinegar, water fresh, water salt, and wine.
Man, we could sell
Hey,
so
some
much
acid might
mayonnaise.
come in useful sometimes, so.
We could pose as like a sandwich stand when we go to cities.
Mm-hmm.
Get your condiments in. Get your condiments.
We
in for the
literally just sell
condiments.
mayonnaise sandwiches.
Mayonnaise. Who needs mayonnaise?
Ooh, we're gonna start running into people who don't know us. Excellent. So
So how's this?
You know
Give me a
how we
D12
always-
for today. I need a D12 for today.
You want to
another
rotate
one?
it?
No, for today. This is the next
Oh.
day. You're traveling.
Okay, well, so you know how I always kind of got picked on? I got another 6
Okay.
and harassed back in the place where we grew up.
Uh-huh.
Well, so that's because no one really knew where I was or where I came from, and I didn't really get that until you like helped me find that out.
Yeah, I'm pretty
So-
awesome.
So wouldn't it be fun if we just go around and I pretend that I'm your pet, and no one would know?
I have
we
a
could have anything we wanted.
well, that just depends on how comfortable you are running around naked.
Well, I can wear this cute little armor. It's leather. It's like a what? A cat outfit or something, right? I don't know. It's fine. Plus, what? If people don't see Tabaxi normally, they don't know what
Someone just robbed
naked or
buying a
not
horse.
naked is.
The medieval
That's
dude-
a deer. You find game.
Sweet.
There's a deer
Let's-
running by.
I shoot it. I roll to attack.
I'm saying that we've always talked about what we would do when we get on the other side now. So here it is. What are we gonna do? How should we? I think it would be. Do you know? Do you not want to? What are you thinking? What are you feeling? Aren't you excited?
Yes, I'm very excited. I mean, I made this bag. Did I show you? I made it. Look, I finally was able to finish it. Look inside. It
I
looks
know,
scary,
it's
doesn't
the
it?
best
Don't
thing
go in
ever.
there.
It's
You can't
very
breathe.
cool, and I'm just kind of like lightly batting at the strings.
Stop it. Stop it. I worked hard
No,
on those.
it's okay. I know. I didn't. There's no claws. I
No,
didn't.
whatever you want to do, Gloomy. I mean, honesty, in my opinion, has always been the best policy. You know that. I don't think
So you guys
people-
are camped next to this river, by the way. This
Yeah.
is what's going on.
And you
right
said
now.
it was flowing north, up.
It is flowing north, down,
like the
downhill
Nile.
because it's down north is downhill. So
Gotcha.
Oh.
Don't you think it would give us maybe a slight advantage if people didn't know that I understood them or what we were doing and stuff? If we
But
ever
you're
needed it.
like, you don't generally walk on all fours. I mean, I don't want you to do anything that you're not comfortable with. If this is something you're fine with, that's fine. But I just want you to be yourself, Gloomy, and I will always have your back. I wouldn't worry about anything. It's up to you what you want to do, though. I support you 100%.
We can do anything we want now.
I know.
I could be the best rogue. I could be the bestest.
Well, then be the best rogue, Gloomy. Just, try and keep it on the side of neutral, not so, raw, like, whoever Robin Hood is, that guy. Be like that.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't want to be bad. I just want to be really good at being sneaky and stealthy and...
When she says that, I go, Gloomy, where'd you go? I don't see you.
That's not funny. You can see
Gloomy.
me. You know you can. That's not funny. I'm right here.
Where
Don't
are
say
you?
that. That's not nice.
You
I'm
are
right
the
here.
best at being sneaky.
Oh, you had me worried.
Whoa. You just disappeared.
No, I don't have that. No, really? I gotta get that under control.
I'm literally looking right at her as I'm doing that. Gloomy, where'd you go?
Just, this
Cats don't make eye
blows my
contact.
mind.
That's true.
Blows my mind. Anyways, I guess I'll think about it.
Yeah.
All right.
Just be yourself, Gloomy.
Okay, the next morning, well, I guess the next morning dawns and you kind of have a choice to make. Are you going to, what are you going to do? Are you going to try to fjord this river?
I would say we travel north and just scope it out still on this side.
Let's follow the river.
Yeah.
All right, so you're going to head north. All right. So as you head north, all right, the weather
Oh,
takes
my
a
color
turn.
changed. Who did this?
The weather takes a turn for the worse on this day. As you head north, as it gets dark early, like you've been walking through the day. It's fucking pouring. I've been on and off thunderstorms and such like that. It's getting dark early in the afternoon. You've been following the river on one side. You get to a point where essentially, basically, it's a waterfall. Basically, you are standing at the top of a cliff of where these boulder field, these highland hills up here just drop down like probably like 200, 300 feet. Or actually, I don't know, even more. I would say like 500 to 700 feet. They just kind of drop down in various different things. Everything is soaking wet. There's a big waterfall of the major river falling off, and off in the distance to your left, overlooking this cliff, you see what looks like it's potentially like an old settlement, some sort of ruined tower standing there.
Like on the edge of the cliff where we
Not like
are?
on the edge of the cliff, but like on the upper highlands area, but
Okay.
not like overhanging the cliff. Just
So it's
kind of up
reachable
on the-
for us. We don't have to climb.
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's pouring down rain. You guys want to camp there, where there's a little bit of shelter? Check it
Shelter
out.
seems good to me.
And then
Alright.
Gloommy's probably miserable
I'm
in the rain.
grumpily just gonna start stalking forward,
Yeah.
trying to shake off all the water as I go across the field.
All right, we
Okay.
make our way to the tower.
All right, so you head over to the tower, and basically what you see is it's basically almost like sheared almost in half. Like the top half is completely just kind of fallen off down. There's this low rock wall kind of surrounding the entire thing. It's overgrown, just grass and boulders and stuff like that. You can see that off to the side. It looks like there may have been a stable at one point. There's a lot of rotted wood and all it's collapsed down and such. But it does look like there is like the tower, which is mostly kind of opened up. You can see it from the side you're on. It does look like it has like a potentially like a second floor that's still kind of intact
Okay.
that you might be able to hide underneath. It looks like there's like a couple of more, like maybe a couple more floors that are like barely hanging on there, but it does look like you might be able to get cover underneath it.
All right, this looks like a good place to stay. What do you guys think?
I think I can fit, and I'm gonna try to squeeze in.
All right. Oh, the tower is probably about like it's not like 15. It's like 15 square feet. Like this is, it's
Good amount-
It's pretty
good amount of
decently
space.
sized. Like you can fit underneath it. The floor that on the bottom is just completely covered in rocks and rubble. But it's dry. It's not, whatever. But there is a spot where it's leaking down, and you look up and you realize that that's like a porthole heading up. So above you is just like wooden planks. You can see that there's beams heading across, and where it's able to hold on to the walls that remain, they're there, and then some other parts they just kind of are sagging and broken and drifting off and such. But it does look like there's actually like iron rung ladder heading up, and there's like a small port on the top. But you can make underneath. It might be hard to get a fire lit tonight, but
I'm gonna like kind of scout that top floor and just kind of climb up there and peek my head up a little bit, make sure there's nothing up there lingering or.
Okay, you make your way up to that top floor, and as you kind of like peek up over, you notice 2 figures.
I'm super quiet. Like, I mean, I'm trying to be stealthy, but have they spotted me? Basically.
Okay, so as you look at them and you're checking them out, you realize they're not moving, but it's dark. It's hard to see.
Yeah.
But with the flashes, so a couple of flashes of lightning here and there, you realize that there's one figure seems to be pointing at something, and the other one seems to be crouching down in front of something, and they appear to be completely still like statues.
Guys, there's some scary standing still people up here. Do they react to my noise, me speaking?
Nope.
Anyone
Do
wanna
I
come
hear
up
him
here?
speaking?
You guys want to come up here and check this out?
Yeah, you can.
Can I sneak up stealthily up the stairs?
Well, he's on a ladder.
I
Basically,
climb
so.
and I get off the ladder. I'm like
Alright, so you're on the second floor?
Yeah.
Okay, so you climb up off the second floor. Boards are slick. There's basically any floors above this are just
Drenched.
mangled. It's just falling down now. There's like nothing there. The boards are very slick, soggy, rotting. As you step, you feel them squish in the boards creaking and everything, and such.
I'm pretty
around
light.
you
I'm
actually-
only like 38 pounds. So
Well, okay, all right. That makes you be a little bit more nervous about other people coming up.
yeah, that's fair.
And so you basically look, and it as you get closer to these figures, because just naturally coming off make you look closer.
Yeah.
They look to be statues or stone.
Okay. Be on the lookout, gloomy, light as possible. These boards are about to go, and I'm like eyeing everywhere. And as I kind of shimmy forward, I'm almost sliding my feet as to not apply too much pressure when I walk.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, so where are you headed though?
I'm heading towards the statues.
Okay, so you kind of shimmy up. Like again, it's only like 15. Like it's not huge.
Yeah.
So you kind of like shimmy up to them. One of them appears to. It looks like he looks like he's got kind of a cape. He looks like he's wearing it's a statue of somebody in adventuring gear. He's got a mace on like attached to his hip. He's got like a pack and stuff like that, and he's pointing forward. He's got a look on his face like it's just a look that's just like he's talking, but not showing any real emotion, just kind of talking and like kind of look mid-word. And then there's another one crouching down. The one crouching down has got a bow. It looks like a bow strung. It's got female figures, feminine figures, longer hair tied up behind, and it appears to be reaching down and touching something.
Can I see what that something is without touching it?
Yeah. So you look down and it looks to be some sort of so it almost looks like an altar or some sort of something like that. But then what you quickly realize is that there's a lock on it, and it's some sort of it opens somehow. But on top of this altar, it almost like this is what makes it look like it's some sort of altar or what's the word I'm looking for?
Shrine?
Shrine. is sticking out of the top is sort of like a star shape, like a 6-pointed star shape, and in the middle is an open eye.
Is there any movement in the eye at all?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm gonna come over to the bottom of the ladder and be shouting like, "Hey, what's going on up there?"
I think I found something that might turn people. Is the box stone as well?
The box is stone, yeah.
It is
Or
stone.
the shrine, the box shrine thing is stone.
Okay. So we found some interesting statues that seem like they are less statue and more captured in life. Very avant-garde type stuff going on here. We might have a magical item or religious item that may be dangerous.
As soon as he says dangerous, I want to pounce on him to save him.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Make an. I'm assuming this is not something you're particularly interested in having happen.
No, yeah, no.
So make an attack roll.
Okay.
Technically with strength, just because of the way that.
Oh, I got a
Fifth edition.
natural 20.
Damn.
Okay. All right. So oh God, you tackle him very well, but I don't like to make anything bad happen because of a natural 20.
I don't want it to be a bad thing. I want it to be like a.
Yeah, and you do it really well. So you like
and I
you
tuck
grab
and I
him
roll.
and like
It's more like
pull.
an embracing, like, oh no, he's my best bud. I don't want anything to happen, so I'm saving him
So
from
you like
whatever
grab him
bad
and
is.
like fall backwards into the wall because if that had gone
Yes.
poorly, you were gonna slip and roll off this goddamn thing. So,
Yeah.
but since you got a natural 20, if I was a dick, I'd be like, you tackle him so hard you both fall off. But I'm like, I don't like bad things happening because you rolled a natural 20. So you grab him and you snatch him and you pull him away and you kind of slide up against the stone brick wall.
I literally
just
pee a
kind
little
of,
bit.
I'm petting his face, and I'm just petting his face.
What the hell?
It's okay.
Jesus, what the shit, Gloomy?
Now what the hell's going on?
Just, it's okay. It's okay.
Nearly pissed myself.
You said there was danger.
I
Don't
said
fall.
there's potential danger, Gloomy.
Well, you're welcome.
Oh my god, I'm looking at this
And I walk off.
with me in your hands. Do you at least put me down? I'm gonna try and fight out of her arms if she's literally walking me away from this.
No, I've let him go and I've walked away.
Okay.
Okay.
I go back to exactly where I was just standing.
I imagine you like brushing yourself even though you're soaking wet.
Jesus,
Just like
come on, man.
All right. So, yeah.
Um,
Oh, don't steal my dice, cat.
so so this thing may turn things to stone. I have kind of a sneaking suspicion, but these floorboards are a little bit too damaged for, I think, anyone of your stature.
I'm still gonna crawl up the ladder basically and not get off the floor, but just like hang there on the ladder so I can actually see what's going on. Just because I can hear the ruckus and everything up there. So.
So can you see it from here? You see what I'm pointing at? This box. It's.
Yeah.
I think it turned these folks to stone. It has the star thing on it. We've seen that in the tomb, right? I believe.
Well, my first suggestion would be don't touch it.
That's why I didn't touch it. I
Good thinking.
voluntarily was tackled.
You're welcome.
All right. Are you gonna try to see if you identify it?
Me?
Are you? No. Grom.
Yeah, I'll see if I can. What would that be?
Are you gonna try to see if it's like some sort of religious thing?
Yeah, exactly. I'll roll a religion check on it for sure.
Is this me? It's coming. Okay. It looks like maybe it was me.
I am at 4 on there. 19.
Looks like it was me. Okay. With a 19, you're very certain that this is not any sort of religious thing that you are aware of.
Okay. It doesn't look like a religious thing to me, for certain. So.
So it's
As to how
more
it
up,
turned things to stone, I don't know.
it's more up my alley as far as studies then. Do I recognize that symbol from anywhere in the tomb?
No, I don't know. It's a different thing.
It's a different thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Well, be careful. Those two lads there seem to be studying it as well.
I get that, but dang is it tempting. I'm a seeker of knowledge, man. That's what I do. How about this? If it gets really quiet, I've turned to stone. Everyone go downstairs.
Like, I can see you.
Yeah, but I don't want you to be up here if something big happens and everyone that looks at it turns to stone or some crazy shit.
Well, how about I just sit up here and stare at you while you're staring at it? And then I'll know the exact moment if you do turn to stone. And I'll know what not to do.
You know what? If you want to risk it, Gloomy, be my guest. We will turn to stone
I'm
together.
here for you.
I want to inspect the box.
Okay.
I want to not give him inspiration. I want to just be there as backup, hanging out with him.
Hashtag believe.
Or,
Okay, so you
moral support and stuff.
define your like your investigation, but how are you investigating?
Well, the first thing I want to make sure is there's no runes. I want to make sure it doesn't have any kind of like.
All right, so you want to give it an
secret-
Arcana check.
Yeah.
You want to give it an Arcana check, or do you want to give it an investigation? Like,
Yeah.
You tell me.
Yeah, I want to give it an Arcana check first.
Okay.
That's not great, but it's a 10.
Okay. Clearly, I mean, you don't see the runes. So basically, the star, like it's like a 6-pointed star, so more like a. Wow, I think that's literally how I described the other one, but they're not the same.
Okay.
That's just purely coincidental when I imagined this thing. So it's a 6-pointed star with that eye in the middle with the open eye. Along the edges of the stone and that 6-pointed star, there are definitely magical runes. You don't know what those runes mean, but you can clearly tell this is magically enchanted.
Okay.
Obviously, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. So you can clearly tell that this like a magical trap, magical warner, like security system. Who knows? It's some sort of magical and basic deduction. These people probably weren't supposed to get in.
Tamper with it, yeah. Do I see anything on their person that hasn't turned to stone?
Nope. Everything they got is stone.
Completely stone. Okay. Can I pick up the box? Like, how big are we talking as far as scale is concerned?
You imagine it would be super heavy. Like it's probably, but it's like up against the wall and
okay,
such.
so it's inlaid in the tower.
So by the way, I should say there's some other, or it looks like there was other furniture up here. It looks like a collapsed bookcase and stuff like that up against the wall. Looks like there was some other stuff in here. Everything else is like destroyed, decrepit, horrible looking, nasty, barely, completely weathered and stuff like that. This thing is here just sitting there like pristine and just, it looks probably about 3 feet wide by like 2 feet. It looks like a chest. Like this is like a chest, but like the top of it coming out. That's why it looks more like a shrine, because the symbol itself is probably about yay big as well. So it's like it's this big symbol on top of it. It doesn't look like it opens. It looks like it might be a drawer or something that opens in front of it, and there's stuff underneath it somehow. But as you look at it closer, it looks like there's like a push button.
Okay.
And it looks like there are three like runic. What languages do you speak?
Let me see. Languages. That is Gnomish, Common, Draconic, Elvish, and I can speak with small beasts.
Okay. So you kind of look down, and it looks like it's almost like there are some sort of like spin wheels inside, written in elven numerals.
Ooh. Okay. Can I search around like the decrepit bookcase and things like that and see if I can maybe find some notes on this thing?
Yeah, I mean, you look around, it doesn't look like anything would have survived in here. There's nothing in here.
Okay. Well, I kind of like peer down at everyone and I say, well, it looks like some sort of safe with some fail-safes on it. Obviously not the best fail-safes. They seem pretty scary, but it is Elvish in nature.
You guys kind of hear like in the background. There's like, it looks like there's you kind of hear some sheep bleating. Like there's some Highland sheep up here, and they've all huddled up in the in a corner, not in the tower, but like out, all huddled up together to weather the storm. Occasionally, you just hear them bleating, like just throwing some ambiance.
Well, there may be a code to be had, but we don't have it at this moment, so I can't. I have to link it to that. Okay, makes sense. Should we just leave it and maybe try and keep our eye out for if we ever find some sort of code or anything that we might think of? I make a quick sketch in my journal of what the chest looks like and kind of the dials, and I make notes on it, and I kind of sketch it down on my map as well. And at this time, I think this is a bit too dangerous for us to attempt, but this might be something of great value in here.
All right.
So that. Can
Do you
I
want
just see
the
if
elf
it?
to take a look at it?
What's that?
So you don't want the elf to take a look at it?
You
See if I
can.
can.
I mean,
figure it out?
yeah, that's sure.
Alright, I'll climb up there and take a look and see if I can figure it out, or if it
I forgot
rings
you
any
were Elven.
bells.
I like completely forgot you were Elven.
I just think it's
Yeah,
pretty
okay.
high risk.
Yeah, they're numerals, basically just like, numbers on little like wheels. There's 3 of them, like
And
like,
the
like
star
luggage
or
suitcase like thing.
Yeah.
The
The
star,
star
means
and the symbol doesn't mean anything to me. From my,
you can do
studies into history.
You can do an Arcana check. I mean, on it.
Alright.
It means it doesn't immediately mean anything to you. The symbol itself means nothing to you.
Alright, it's a 2 on the roll anyway, so I would
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah,
Absolutely
it's
nothing.
magic. It's city magic.
I could try an Arcana check as well if nobody else has been able to identify anything up there.
I'll climb back down before he comes up.
I was about to ask.
Yeah.
I'm like, are both of you going to be up there at the same time?
It's not great anyways. 9. So
Yeah.
I say
Yeah,
we
you
come
know,
back
I mean-
here. I don't think it's worth the risk of just turning to freaking stone, you guys.
yeah,
We don't want to add to
I
their
mean, it could be
statue
treasure, but
collection.
it could also be a mage's old underwear in there. So
Hey, you know.
I'm that kind of DM. Congratulations. Please wash my laundry while you're at it. Since you're breaking into my things, make sure they're bleached.
it didn't really work out for those 2 fellas. So
All right. So yeah. So you guys settle down back on the first floor. It's not comfortable. It's rocky. Unless one of you makes a really good survival check, you're probably not gonna get a fire lit tonight.
I'll try.
Alright, let me try. Since I'm the survivalist, 18 plus 5, so
Oh
23.
yeah. So you got a really good one. Yeah. So you're just like, what? You guys don't just carry dry wood and tinder with you? Like,
I mean, obviously. That's the way to do it, right?
I kept it next to my bot. Like it's basically my armor.
Nobody needs these books for reading, right?
Oh, come on! I love my books.
Yeah.
That one was my favorite. All right, so yeah, you get a fire lit, and through the night, the storm eventually kind of passes.
Don't you dare touch
Cool.
my Adventuring for Dummies book.
All right, yeah, you begin throughout the night. You begin to hear. At this point, you should have had marked off 3
Rations.
three rations. Since the rain stopped, the sheep seem to be a bit more active, and yeah, they're kind of like wandering around in the local area. Apparently there's also a coyote. So let's see here. I am for railroading purposes. No, not even railroading. Just for making things interesting. Who was on 3rd watch? Well, you're an elf, so you're probably just on elven watch, right? You're muted.
Still muted.
I need 4 hours of meditation, essentially.
Yeah. So are you does the party just agree that you're the Night's Watch?
Sure.
Pretty much.
I think that's the best way to do it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I can just
so,
kind of lazily lounge near her in case she needs anything, like, quickly.
Okay. Yeah. So it's late, right? It's like super late. It's probably like 3 in the morning. And you're kind of like fascinated because the sheep are just kind of wandering around. Give me a perception check. That fucking sheep's walking right by
18?
my ear.
That's heavy,
Apparently he's got a
heavy-footed
bell.
sheep.
18? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So one of the sheep is over by the stables, right? Or what used to be the stable. And you can kind of see it, and you're just kind of eyeing it, and you're thinking to yourself, why don't we just eat one of them? And as you're sitting there thinking that, you watch it, and all of a sudden, out of the stables, or basically, you're kind of like thinking off and, you know, drifting off, and you're meditating and such. All of a sudden, you hear that sheep just kind of go from walking to suddenly make a horrible screech and disappear.
Okay.
I like been walking in the leaves.
Yeah. I don't see anything grab it or anything. It just disappears.
Okay, so here's what you see. You see it's over by the stable, and all of a something comes out of the darkness. It basically it almost looks like two long, like it's not tentacles, but something insect-like comes out, grabs it, disappears.
Out of the stables.
Yeah.
Are the stables connected to the tower, or are they separate?
No, they're like just outside to your right. Just maybe like 20 feet away.
Okay. So you said it was about 3 a.m. man. Okay.
Yeah, it's about 3 a.m.
I guess I'm gonna wait for a little while, and if I don't see anything again, like, I'm gonna keep a really close eye on that. But
Okay.
for now, I'm just gonna.
Yep.
Like,
All right.
I'm gonna make sure that that nothing comes out of there. But
All right.
at least for about 10 minutes. If I see nothing, then yeah.
10 minutes? Yeah, no, you see nothing for the next 10 minutes.
I'm gonna go over and wake up Grom
Okay.
All right.
and be like,
What's going on?
there seems to be something in the stable. It's just grabbed one of the sheep a little while back. It seems pretty big.
Well, sheep aren't small, so I'd imagine so.
Yeah. I think I might go and check it out.
I'll go with you. So,
Yeah. Do you want to wake up the others and
yeah.
make sure they come maybe downstairs and?
Yeah, I'd rest easier knowing that we were safe for certain.
Yeah, I think so.
So. All right, so we're gonna get everybody else up.
All right.
Yeah, and I'll head down there before, like, while he's waking them up, and carefully stealth towards the stable and try and peek in there.
Okay. You walk over to you stealth over to the stables. You can roll a stealth check, sure.
17.
Okay. So you begin walking over towards the stables. The stable, like the stone walls that make up the stables are not too much taller than like the low rock wall that's kind of just surrounding the area. It's not much taller. There's just some kind of rotting wood on it. It's the only way, and the fact that they're kind of made into like 10-foot wide like little stables is the only way you can tell that this was probably where whoever tended this tower kept their horses. And there's just matted down, nasty, like wet grass and rotten wood and hay, like a old dead hay, and it kind of just soggy and gross. and yeah, so you walk over there, and you can clearly see that in the stable that's all the way to the it's closest to the tower, all the way to the right. There's three stables. There are three stable. I think they're just literally called stables. Three stables there. Stalls.
Stalls,
Thank you.
yeah.
3 stalls there. That last one, you can definitely tell has like some old matted blood and some other kind of stuff around it. And I think that's where we'll take a break and come back for the 3rd hour to find out what eating Gilbert sheep. So we'll be right back. Thank you, everybody.
Where's Arnie?
Yes.
Oh, and we're gonna do the giveaway when we come back too.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. Right on. So
Make sure you
giveaway
guys
if you
have
want to
been
do the...
chit-chatting.
Yeah,
active
chit chat.
for
I'm in the
the
break,
last
and I
15
will.
minutes at least.
Yeah, we'll be drawing names.
Chit
Do
chat.
it.
Start getting social.